Minot is a city located in north-central North Dakota, United States. It is most widely known for the Air Force Base located approximately 15 miles north of the city. With a population of 40,888 at the 2010 census, Minot is the fourth largest city in the state. In 2012, the Minot Area Development Corporation estimated that there were between 46,000 and 47,000 permanent residents within city limits. The city is the county seat of Ward County and is a trading center for a large portion of northern North Dakota, southwestern Manitoba, and southeastern Saskatchewan. Founded in 1886 during the construction of the Great Northern Railway, Minot is also known as Magic City, commemorating its remarkable growth in size over a short time. Minot is the principal city of the Minot Micropolitan Statistical Area, a micropolitan area that covers McHenry, Renville, and Ward counties and had a combined population of 69,540 at the 2010 census. In 2012, it was estimated that the population of the Minot Micropolitan Area was 73,146. History. Minot came into existence in 1886, when James J. Hill's Great Northern Railway ended its push through the state for the winter after having difficulty constructing a trestle across Gassman Coulee. It was the end of the railway's line, so whenever a train came into the town and the stop was announced, the conductor would call out, "Minot. This is Minot, North Dakota. Prepare to meet your doom." A 10-town sprang up overnight, as if by magic. Thus the city came to be known as the Magic City, and in the next 5 months, the population increased to over 5,000 residents, further adding to the nickname's validity. The town site was chosen by the railroad to be placed on the land of then-homesteader Eric Ramstad. Ramstad was convinced to relinquish his claim, and became one of the city leaders. The town was named after Henry D. Minot, a railroad investor, an ornithologist and friend of Hill. Its Arikara name is Nuaharat Sahar Arkat. Its Hidatsa name is Dbr Agarish. The city was incorporated on June 28, 1887. The Minneapolis-St. Paul and Sault Ste. Marie Railroad later built a line from Valley City up to Canada. While initially the plan was to cross the Souris River at Burlington, local interests and arguments convinced them otherwise. Landholders along the new route donated the right-of-way. They reached Minot in 1893. Minot and its surrounding area were wide open throughout 1905 to 20. Population grew rapidly due to railroad construction and availability of unclaimed land. Nearly complete court records of Ward County and Minot document the prevalence and different types of criminal activity, and offer strong support for the dubious title of crime capital of North Dakota. State Attorney General William Langer helped clean up the town in 1917 to 1920, but by the time Prohibition had arrived in the 1920s, the city had become a center of illegal activities associated with the High Third District, which were exacerbated due to the city being a supply hub of Al Capone's liquor smuggling operations, the hotbed of alcohol bootlegging, prostitution, and opium dens that sprang up in the downtown area soon led people to give Minot the nickname Little Chicago. The smugglers used a network of underground tunnels to transport and conceal the illicit cargo entering from Canada. The 1950s saw a large influx of federal funding into the region, with the construction of Minot Air Force Base 13 miles north of the city, and Garrison Dam on the Missouri River, about 50 miles south of Minot. In 1969, a severe flood on the Souris River devastated the city. Afterward, the Army Corps of Engineers straightened the path of the river through the city and built several flood control structures. On January 18, 2002, a severe train derailment west of the city sent a gigantic cloud of anhydrous ammonia toward Minot and Burlington. One man died and many of Minot's citizens were sickened and severely injured by the noxious gas, causing one of the worst major chemical accidents of the country. In early 2006, court cases were heard in Minneapolis, Minnesota, against Canadian Pacific Railway, the owner of the derailed train. Several cases have been settled and many others are pending. The anhydrous ammonia spill was the largest such spill in U.S. history. This incident was addressed by Eric Klinenberg in his book Fighting for Air: The Battle to Control America's Media, as an example of the failure of mass media, specifically local radio stations, to disseminate information to the public in an emergency. The 2011 Souris River flood caused extensive damage throughout the Souris River Valley. On June 21, 2011, KXMC-TV reported that a flood of historic proportions was imminent in the Souris River Valley, largely due to large dam releases upstream. Around 12,000 people were evacuated. On June 26, flooding exceeded previous records when the river crested at 1,561.72 feet above sea level, 3 feet above the previous record set back in 1881. It is estimated that 20% of Minot sustained damage from the flood. This figure includes over 4,100 homes which were some way affected, 2,376 extensively damaged, and 805 damaged beyond repair. The nearby town of Burlington was also severely damaged during this time. Geography. According to the United States Census Bureau, the city has a total area of 17.45 square miles, of which 17.43 square miles is land and 0.02 square miles is water. Neighborhoods. Minot is commonly divided into 3 major divisions. These divisions are North Hill, the Souris River Valley, and South Hill. North Hill is the area roughly north of 11th Avenue North and Northwest Avenue. South Hill is a broad area south and west of Valley Street and 5th Avenue South, west of 6th Street West. South Hill dips sharply to the southwest. The limits of South Hill are less clearly defined than North Hill, though the neighborhood levels out past 16th Street South. The name South Hill is generally applied to all areas south up to the city limits. Neighborhoods in the Souris River Valley include Bel Air, Downtown, Eastwood Park, Oak Park, and West Minot. Region. Minot is located on the drift prairie of northwestern North Dakota. Minot is at 48.23306 degrees north, 101.29222 degrees west, 48.23306, minus 101.29222, about 100 miles north of Bismarck. The Souris River, or Mouse River, runs through the city west to east. Important cities in the region for which Minot is the trading center include Burlington, Velva, Garrison, Stanley, Bottineau, Rugby, and Newtown. Minot is almost entirely land. The Souris River, its Oxbow Lakes, and a few creeks take up just 0.14% of the city's total area. The elevation of the river at the city center is 1,540 feet above sea level. The valley sits some 160 feet below the surrounding plains. The elevation at the Minot International Airport on North Hill is 1,716 feet. The city has several small horseshoe-shaped oxbow lakes in its limits near the river, created due to the Souris's meandering course. Grid and address system. The city is laid out on a grid-based street system. Streets run north-south and avenues run east-west. Streets are numbered by the block distance east to west of Main Street. Similarly, avenues are numbered north and south of Central Avenue. There are 4 city quadrants to describe the exact location of any given address. Main Street addresses are simply designated north and south. Central Avenue addresses are simply designated east and west. The grid addressing system carries over into the rural areas of Ward County, making the county one of only 3 that do not follow the statewide grid system in North Dakota. Souris River. The Souris River divides the city approximately in half, north and south. The valley rises to the plains both north and south of the river, although there are names for certain features of these hills, such as Anthony Hill on South Hill. There are no general names for these topographical features. The northern rise and the plateau north of it are referred to as North Hill, and the southern rise and plateau south of it are referred to as South Hill. Climate. Minot experiences a cool summer humid continental climate, with 4 distinct seasons and moderate annual precipitation. Summers range from warm to moderately hot with frequent thunderstorm activity. Winters are typically bitterly cold and snowy, with high winds and below freezing temperatures for weeks at a time. Lows below 0 degrees Fahrenheit occur on about 39 days during the winter, while temperatures reach 90 degrees Fahrenheit on 14 days per summer, and in some years reach 100 degrees Fahrenheit. The average annual snowfall total is 43 inches. Demographics. 2010 census. As of the census of 2010, there were 40,888 people, 17,863 households, and 9,978 families residing in the city. The population density was 2,345.8 inhabitants per square mile. There were 18,744 housing units at an average density of 1,075.4 per square mile. The racial makeup of the city was 90.2% white, 2.3% African American, 3.2% Native American, 0.9% Asian, 0.1% Pacific Islander, 0.6% from other races, and 2.7% from 2 or more races. Hispanic or Latino of any race were 2.7% of the population. There were 17,863 households, of which 26.3% had children under the age of 18 living with them. 42.1% were married couples living together. 9.6% had a female householder with no husband present. 4.1% had a male householder with no wife present, and 44.1% were non-families. 34.9% of all households were made up of individuals, and 11.7% had someone living alone who was 65 years of age or older. The average household size was 2.20 and the average family size was 2.86. The median age in the city was 33.8 years. 21.1% of residents were under the age of 18, 14% were between the ages of 18 and 24, 26.7% were from 25 to 44, 23.2% were from 45 to 64, and 15% were 65 years of age or older. The gender makeup of the city was 49.3% male and 50.7% female. 2000 census. As of the census of 2000, there were 36,567 people, 15,520 households, and 9,265 families residing in the city. The population density was 2,513.1 per square mile. There were 16,475 housing units at an average density of 1,132.3 per square mile. The racial makeup of the city was 93.18% white, 1.34% African American, 2.76% Native American, 0.62% Asian, 0.07% Pacific Islander, 0.49% from other races, and 1.54% from two or more races. Hispanic or Latino of any race were 1.47% of the population. The most populous ancestry groups in the city are German, Norwegian, Irish, English, Swedish and French. There were 15,520 households, of which 28.6% had children under the age of 18 living with them. 46.6% were married couples living together. 10.0% had a female householder with no husband present, and 40.3% were non-families. 32.5% of all households were made up of individuals, and 12.0% had someone living alone who was 65 years of age or older. The average household size was 2.27 and the average family size was 2.90. In the city, the population was spread out with 23.2% under the age of 18, 13.3% from 18 to 24, 27.4% from 25 to 44, 20.7% from 45 to 64, and 15.4% who were 65 years of age or older. The median age was 35 years. For every 100 females there were 93.1 males. For every 100 females age 18 and over, there were 89.0 males. As of 2000, the median income for a household was $32,218, and the median income for a family was $42,804. Males had a median income of $30,283 versus $20,023 for females. The per capita income for the city was $18,011. About 8.8% of families and 12.8% of the population were below the poverty line, including 16.0% of those under age 18 and 8.9% of those age 65 or over. Law and Government. The mayor of Minot is Chuck Barney, who works for Minot State University. As mayor, he chairs the 14-member city council, but only casts a vote to break a tie. The day-to-day affairs of the city are handled by the city manager, currently Lee Staub. Minot uses the council-manager system of government. 14 councilmen are elected from 7 city wards to 4-year terms. Elections are arranged such that 1 councilman from each ward is elected in every even-numbered year. The mayor of Minot is elected to a 4-year term as well. The last mayoral election was in 2006. All city offices are non-partisan. City elections are held in June in North Dakota, along with the state primary election. While the city's leadership has been trending towards the conservative, Minot's liberal factions have been active in recent years and have had somewhat more success than in other areas of the state. Northwest Area Water Supply. The Northwest Area Water Supply is slightly less controversial among residents of Minot and area. However, it has attracted the ire of the Canadian government because the plan calls for water to be pumped from Lake Sakakawea, then to Minot for treatment, and then on to large stretches of northwest North Dakota. Minot voters decided in 1998 to levy a 1% sales tax to go towards the construction of NAWS. This tax fund was found in court to have been illegal illegally diverted towards economic development purposes. A lawsuit was filed against the city and it was ordered to return the misappropriated funds to the NAWS fund. By that time, the money had already been spent, and the city instead voted to issue a special assessment on city water bills to raise the funds. Economy. Largest employers. According to the city's 2013 Comprehensive Annual Financial Report, the largest employers in the city are: Minot's economy depends on the Air Force Base located 13 miles north of town, making the city's economy more robust than other cities of its size. Due to its large service area, however, it is beset by significant problems with enterprise capital and wage standards. About 30% of Minot residents work 2 or more jobs, and 2/3 of households earn less than the national median household income. Rely Star established a service center in Minot in December 1998. Chose Minot for our expansion because our service center employees have demonstrated that they can provide unsurpassed customer service. I think this decision speaks volumes about Minot and the caliber of people who live and work here. Tom McInerney, CEO, U.S. Financial Services. Minot has seen a huge increase in population and infrastructure investments in the last several years, with the expanding drilling of oil in the Bakken Formation and Three Forks groups. The state of North Dakota has a website detailing daily oil activity. Education. The Minot public school system operates 10 elementary schools within the city: Bel Air, Edison, Lewis and Clark, Lincoln, Longfellow, McKinley, Roosevelt, Perkett, Sunnyside, and Washington. The district also operates Bell Elementary, located about 5 miles southeast of Minot. Jefferson Elementary was closed in 2003. The old Washington Elementary building was closed at the end of 2007 and the students moved to a new building which was renovated from an old healthcare center. There are also 2 elementary schools on the Minot Air Force Base, Dakota and North Plains. There are 3 middle schools in the system. The 2 in Minot are grades 6 to 8, Jim Hill in the south and Eric Ramstad in the north. Memorial Middle School on Minot AFB is named for fallen veterans of the U.S. Armed Forces. The school was built in the mid-1960s on the northern perimeter of the base. All 3 middle schools were formerly called junior high schools. The city has 1 public high school, Minot High School, divided between 2 campuses. A few blocks east of downtown Minot is Central Campus, which occupies the original high school building. On the southwest side of the city is the newer Magic City Campus, constructed in 1973 just west of Jim Hill Middle School. MPS also operates an adult learning center and Cyrus River Campus, an alternative high school. Private schools in Minot include Bishop Ryan Catholic School, which offers preschool through grade 12 of single campus. There is also a Protestant K-12 school, Our Redeemer's Christian School. Minot is also home to Minot State University, the 3rd largest university in the state. MSU's campus is at the base of North Hill, just west of Broadway. Originally a 2-year teachers' college when opened in 1913, Minot State became a university in 1987. Preschool and daycare. Most of the larger daycare centers and preschools in the Minot area work in collaboration with local church groups. There are also programs such as Head Start and preschool programs through Minot Public Schools. The in-home daycare providers are state-registered, licensed. Culture. Minot's Midwestern setting and attitudes sometimes hides its sizable and sometimes flamboyant vibrant arts community. Minot has an art museum, a symphony orchestra, an opera company, a city band, several dance and theater troupes, a youth punk concert organization, the AMP, and much more. Over 40 organizations claim membership in the Minot Area Council on the Arts, and even more exist. Nearly 40% of the city's residents are of Scandinavian ancestry, and every October since 1977, Minot has been the host to the North Coast Fest, North America's largest Scandinavian American festival. Scandinavian Heritage Park is located in Minot. Scandinavian Heritage Park features remembrances and replicas from each of the Scandinavian countries: Sweden, Norway, Denmark, Finland, and Iceland. Recreation. The Minot Park District operates 17 parks with various facilities: Corbett Field, home to American Legion, high school and college baseball, Optimus Soccer Complex, MAYSA Ice Arena, the Sertoma Complex which has 8 softball fields, Souris Valley Golf Course, and an indoor tennis complex. The city's largest parks are Roosevelt Park and Oak Park. Roosevelt Park Zoo is one of the top zoos in the region. Dogs are allowed in Roosevelt Park. A sign is posted at the entrance confirming this. A Bark Park for Dogs opened in the summer of 2005. The North Dakota State Fair is held annually in Minot. Nearly all recreation areas, however, are closed during the long winters. The local high school hockey teams use the ice rink located in the fairgrounds. The ice rink is also turned into the location of the rodeo. Apple Grove Golf Course and Souris Valley Golf Course are located in Minot. The Minot Country Club is located near Burlington. Sports. The Minot Mallards were a Mandak League baseball team that played the games at Corbett Field. The Minot Minotauros, an NAHL team, play the games at Mesa Arena. The Minot Muskies played one season with the American West Hockey League and played their games at All Seasons Arena. The Minot Americans were an SJHL hockey club from 1987 to 1994, playing the games primarily at All Seasons Arena. The Minot Top Guns were an SJHL hockey club from 1994 to 1997, playing the games primarily at All Seasons Arena. Other semi-professional hockey clubs calling Minot home were the Minot Raiders, Rangers and the Minot Maple Leafs. The Minot Skyrockets, a former Continental Basketball Association team, played their games at Minot Municipal Auditorium. The Minot State Beavers play ice hockey at All Seasons Arena, baseball at Corbett Field, football at Herb Parker Stadium and basketball at the MSU Dome. The Mouse River Rollers play roller derby at different locations around the city, including the Mesa Arena. Minot is home to several municipal sports venues including the All Seasons Arena, Corbett Field, Mesa Arena and the Minot Municipal Auditorium. Sister cities. Minot maintains a sister city relationship with the Norwegian city of Skien. Minot is also a sister city of Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan, about 300 miles to the northwest. The cities share many qualities, including the size, location on river valleys, historical origins, and Air Force bases. Media. Minot has several media outlets: KMOT-TV, KXMC-TV and the Minot Daily News Report on Local News Daily. KCJB-AM, KHRT-AM, and Prairie Public have some local news content, but no active journalists. Radio. Minot has 15 radio stations. Bottineau-based programmers broadcasting owns KTZU and KWGO, along with KBTO of Bottineau. Prairie Public Radio operates KMPR-FM 88.9. A local community broadcaster based in Burlington operates a low-power FM station, and the remainder are non-profit Christian stations, of which only KHR KRT is based locally. eHeart Media owns and operates KCJB 910, KRZ 1390, KYYX 97.1, KIZZ 93.7, KMXAFM 99.9, and KZPR 105.3, all in Minot. AM frequencies 910 KCJB 91 Country, Classic Country, Talk 1320 KHRT, K-Heart, Gospel Music 1390 KRZ, Cars, Classic Hits 710 KXMR, ESPN, Sports Talk. FM frequencies 88.9 KMPR, Prairie Public Radio 91.1 K216CE, Real Presence Radio Christian 91.9 K220GC Air 1 Christian 93.7 KIZZ Z94 Top 40 94.9 KTZU The Zoo Classic Rock 97.1 KYYX 97 Kicks Country 98.1 KOWWLP The Cowlip Eclectic Community Broadcaster 99.9 KMXAFM Mix 99.9 Adult Contemporary 100.7 KNDL K-Love Christian 102.9 KWGO WGO Country 104.1 KSAFLP3ABN Radio Christian 105.3 KZPR The Fox Active Rock 106.9 KHRT K-Heart Christian. Other stations. Additionally, the following stations are not based in Minot but generally have a clear signal into town. 550 AM KFYRK Fire from Bismarck. 710 AM KXMR ESPN also from Bismarck. 1410 AM KDKT Fox Sports Radio 1410 also from Bismarck. 101.9 FM KBTO Sunny 101.9 from Bottineau. Television. Minot has 6 television stations, most of which have ATSC transmitters. KSRE Virtual Channels 6.1 PBS, 6.2 PBS World, 6.3 Minnesota Channel, 6.4 Lifelong Learning. KMOT Virtual Channels 10.1 NBC, 10.2 Fox, 10.3 MeTV. KXMC-TV Virtual Channels 13.1 CBS, 13.3 Weather. KMCY Virtual Channels 14.1 ABC, KNDM Virtual Channels 24.1 Heroes and AMP Icons. Cable service. Mid-Continent Communications provides cable service to the city of Minot and Minot Air Force Base. Mid-Continent offers a Bismarck-originating CW Plus cable station, KWMK, on Channel 14, as well as KMSU on Channel 19. Souris River Telecommunications provides cable service to other nearby communities. Print. The principal local newspaper is the Minot Daily News, which publishes 7 days a week. The Minot Air Force Base also has a weekly newspaper printed, the Northern Sentry. It is a free publication published on Fridays by BHG, Inc., out of Garrison, ND, available on the MAFB, as well as the surrounding communities and many locations within Minot. The Minot State University student newspaper Red and AMP Green is published once a week during the regular school year, but not during the summer months. Morgan Printing produces the lunch letter 3 days a week on a double-sided leaflet. There is one weekly classified ad publication, The Trading Post, printed by the Minot Daily News. The Bismarck Tribune is available at several outlets in the city, as is the Forum, to a lesser extent.